everyone, this is Karen.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Shane.
Today we're looking at part 2 of Yellowstone National Park, Nature's Masterpiece. And the vocabulary words are observe.
Observe.
During our boat tour, we stopped at a small island to observe the local birds.
Herd.
Herd.
As we drove through the countryside, I spotted a herd of cattle trying to cross a river.
Wow, so cool. Explore.
Explore.
The ship's crew was sent by their king to explore the coast of a distant land.
Despite.
Despite.
Despite the rumors going around, Ellen and Troy are not dating.
Really? In.
In.
Although the inn is in a remote location, on this night it was packed with guests.
Shade.
Shade.
Many English expressions have various shades of meaning.
So we're still talking about this beautiful place, Yellowstone National Park.
There's lots of wildlife to see there.
I would love to see some wildlife too, such as...
Like, oh, those are the bighorn sheep?
That's right. And also the grizzly bear.
That sounds kind of scary though.
Okay, you're right. How about if we can see them from far away, then that's okay.
Okay. That
Or
might be
else
okay.
it would be scary.
You can see, you can see eagles, like bald eagle there. That would be really pretty.
So if I want to go to Yellowstone National Park, like, do you think if I want to be more comfortable rather than just camping, are there like hotels or inns?
Yeah, there are several hotels you can stay at, and they even have like the kind of log cabin style hotels. So then it really feels like you're out in nature. But if you want to get the best experience, it's probably better to go camping. Go camping under the stars with the grizzly bears as your neighbor. Fun, right?
It actually sounds a little bit dangerous. I don't know.
So it depends on you. There's both options.
Yes, you can definitely visit the inn, or you can try camping first and then move
try
into
one
the
night and see if you're still alive. Then you can go to a hotel.
That's right. Well, I think you'll definitely have a great time in the Yellowstone National Park.
Yes, enjoy.
Enjoy, everyone.
Yellowstone National Park, Mother Nature's masterpiece.
I was excited about seeing some of the animals that live in Yellowstone, so I went to Hayden Valley, which is a good place for observing wildlife. In fact, as soon as I arrived, I saw a herd of bighorn sheep, along with their lambs, feeding on the grass. I spotted a grizzly bear too, an animal that usually comes out in the summer to hunt for baby bison and elk. At one point, I looked up and caught sight of a golden eagle circling in the blue sky.
Today's lesson is called Yellowstone National Park, Mother Nature's Masterpiece. Part 2. Hello everyone, my name is Jeff.
And I'm Mike, and we're talking about Yellowstone National Park, one of America's great national parks, one of the world's great national parks, and a place to visit if you're out there between sort of California, the Rocky Mountains, you know, the wild western part of America. This is definitely a place you want to go check out. It's actually in a few different states, isn't it?
It's very big.
It's so big, it covers a few different states. I'd love to tell you which state it's in, but it's actually in several different states. But if you look at a map, you'll be able to find it, and I'm sure there's a few signs pointing you that way.
Or just go on Wikipedia, Google Maps. I think you guys would be able to find out plenty as far as Yellowstone is concerned and its location. Anyways, though, let's get back into things. We're talking about Yellowstone Park itself. What's inside there? Mike and I, we haven't been, but our author has visited. I was excited about seeing some of the animals that live in Yellowstone, says our author. So I went to Hayden Valley, which is a good place for observing wildlife. So the author didn't go there to hunt. No, he went there to observe wildlife. Let's say a person is into birds. They might go bird watching. They want to go out into the wild and observe birds. Here though in Yellowstone, yes, there's plenty of wildlife and you can observe it as well. You can watch it, you can look at it. That's the idea here. If you observe something, you watch that thing or look at it intently. For example, during our boat tour, we stopped at a small island to observe the local birds. Yeah, let's watch these birds and take them in. Let them wash over us. The sight of them, let it wash over us.
All right, so let's check out some of the animal life there in Yellowstone. It says, in fact, as soon as I arrived, I saw a herd of bighorn sheep along with their lambs feeding on the grass. Wow, that would be really cool. Those sheep, you've probably seen them in nature films. They have the big, strong, heavy horns. The male sheep butt heads when they're feeling frisky. And when we see animals like this, sheep, cows, goats, things like that, we often talk of them as being a herd. If they're in a group, that's a herd of animals, a herd of cows, a herd of sheep on a farm or out in the wild as well. For example, as we drove through the countryside, I spotted a herd of cattle trying to cross a river. Cattle, cows, things like that. Something else you might see in the western part of America, but maybe not at Yellowstone National Park. So we've seen some sheep, some bighorn sheep. That's a good one to check off the list, but there are other animals.
Yeah, I want some danger. If I'm going to go animal observing, I want to be in mortal danger. And apparently the author, well, maybe they weren't in danger, but they could have been in trouble if they got too close to this grizzly bear. Yes, the author says, I spotted a grizzly bear too, an animal that usually comes out in the summer to hunt for baby bison and elk. And at one point I looked up and caught sight of a golden eagle, I should say, circling in the blue sky. So they spotted this grizzly bear. They were at a safe distance. Otherwise, stay away from grizzly bears. But that's cool to see one of those. And also, it's great to go to America and to see an eagle. Maybe this person didn't see a bald eagle, but hey, golden eagles are pretty good.
Absolutely. And of course, bison and elk would be cool too, but it's a good rule of thumb. Stay away from the wildlife at Yellowstone or any national park. These are wild animals. That's why we call them wildlife. They're not trained. They're not designed for you to pet them or feed them. That's a bad idea. All right, let's take a break and then we'll be back with more from Yellowstone National Park.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们今天要继续跟着作者游览黄石公园。那么下一站要来到海登谷，那是观察野生生物的好地方。作者一抵达呢，就看见一群大角羊，还有小羊们正在吃着草。Mike 老师说，也许你可以在那边看到爱嬉闹的大角羊彼此头撞头这样子。老师用到 frisky 这个字 ，F-R-I-S-K-Y，frisky 可以用来形容活跃的、爱嬉闹的，还有用到 butt 这个字。当动词 butt 可以用来表达用头猛撞。好，再来看两个单字 observe 它是指观察、观测，是动词。我们在观察事物的时候会很专注嘛。那么 Jeff 老师用到 intently 它是指专注地、聚精会神地，它是拼作 intently。好，下一个单字 herd 它表示兽群，或者是那种畜群、畜生的那种一群这样子。A herd of 加名词就表示一群动物。这边还有三个重点，第一个是 as soon as， 它表示一怎么样就怎么样，那是用来引导副词子句，表示说某一件事情一发生，另一件事情就跟着来了。像是It started to rain as soon as we got out of the car。我们一下车就开始下雨了。那么第二个重点 along with 在这边相当于 as well as 或者是 together with， 后面要接名词来表达以及怎么样连同什么什么，像是 Amy along with her husband and children will be attending the event。 Amy 连同她的丈夫小孩都会一起出席那场活动。第三个重点，动词 feed 在这边表示喂食， feed on something 就是以什么什么为食物的意思，通常是用来描述动物，像 some bats feed on fruit， 有些蝙蝠是以水果为食。作者呢，接着写到说，有那么一刻，他抬起头，突然看见一只金雕在空中盘旋。这边还出现两个重点，第一个副词片语 at one point 就表示在某个时间点一度怎么样，曾经怎么样，它就相当于 at some point 或者是 at one time 来表达说在过去某个时间点曾经发生的事，像是 Kate looked upset And at one point, I thought she was going to burst into tears. Kate 看起来很不开心，而且我一度认为她会突然大哭出来。好，那么第二个重点是 catch sight of 加名词，它表示瞥见什么，突然看见什么。这个名词 sight 在这边是指景象，是不可数名词。例如 We caught sight of the singer as he got out of his car. 在那位歌手下车的时候，我们有突然看见他的身影。好，接回到课文中。
Yellowstone National Park, Mother Nature's masterpiece.
After a long day of exploring, I headed to my hotel to get some rest. Despite being wild and rugged, Yellowstone is very tourist-friendly, with several hotels to pick from on site. The one I chose was the Old Faithful Inn. Over 100 years old, this hotel was built in a log cabin style and offers comfortable rooms. The park also has many places where people can go camping under the stars.
Okay, so our author is exploring Yellowstone Park, okay, and right now the day is ending, okay? They've journeyed well into Yellowstone and they saw many of the sights, but after a long day of exploring, says the author, I headed to my hotel to get some rest. Yes, I am exhausted after all of this exploring, and here we do have the verb explore to talk about. When you explore a place, you go to an unknown place and you learn about it. You become familiar about it. Hey, you, Columbus. Yeah, go explore that place over there. Go learn about that place, that unknown place, and then tell us all about it after you've become familiar with it. For example, the ship's crew was sent by their king to explore the coast of a distant land. Yes, yeah, go figure out what that place is, who lives there, so on, so forth. Go explore.
Now, it might kind of surprise you that the writer, after exploring this wilderness area, was staying in a hotel, not camping in a tent in the middle of the park. No, staying in a hotel. And it says, despite being wild and rugged, Yellowstone is very tourist friendly, with several hotels to pick from on site. So yeah, if you don't really like the idea of, sleeping in a tent or waking up with a bison eating your breakfast outside.
Or a grizzly bear eating you.
Or a grizzly bear eating your leg in the middle of the night, you can find a hotel, and I'm sure they have doors that lock and, places the grizzlies can't get to. So despite being wild and rugged, even though it is wild and rugged, yes, it is wild and rugged, but it still has these very civilized, relaxing, beautiful hotels. And that's kind of how we use this preposition despite. We're kind of saying this is true, but the opposite is also true. And it might also kind of sound like, no, I can't believe you. No, but we're saying it is actually true. So we're looking at two things that might seem opposite, but they're both true in one case. For example, despite the rumors going around, Ellen and Troy are not dating. There are these rumors going around, but we're ignoring them. These two people, even though the rumors say they're dating, they're not dating. But the rumors are out there.
Okay, so where did the author stay?
Yeah.
In which hotel did they stay? That's what we learn about next. It says, the one I chose was the Old Faithful Inn. And no, they did not build that hotel right next to Old Faithful, ruining the wildlife and the habitats in that area, no. But they did name this inn, this hotel, after this great attraction, Old Faithful. Anyways, here we have the word inn, I-N-N. It's a noun. When we're talking about an inn, we're usually talking about, a small hotel or hostel for travelers. I think of an inn as being somewhat small and cozy, and maybe it's family owned. Maybe it's kind of like a B&B, and you can go there and you can stay while you're traveling, and they provide you with food and drink and stuff like that. Though sometimes, more generally, people do call inns hotels. That's it. For example, although the inn is in a remote location, on this night it was packed with guests. So we're in the middle of nowhere, why are all these people here? How impressive, how strange.
I guess that's the other thing about an inn. They're often out in the countryside in rural areas.
Sure.
You wouldn't really find an inn in downtown in a big city or something like that. But it could be just as comfortable as any big city hotel. Over 100 years old, the Old Faithful Inn is. Over 100 years old. This hotel was built in a log cabin style and offers comfortable rooms. So yes, it looks kind of like an old country house, just a much bigger version. It's built with logs, log cabin style, having a big glass and steel modern hotel out there in the middle of the park would look kind of silly.
An austere modern hotel in the middle of nature, I don't see that.
Yeah, but it does offer comfortable rooms, so you will find all the things you'd expect from a comfortable hotel, no matter where it is.
There you go. The park, by the way, also has many places where people can go camping under the stars.
So you can camp. Okay.
So if camping is your thing, and it's most certainly not my thing, but if you do like camping, you can go camping there under the stars. Still don't want to go camping. All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a break. But don't go away. We'll be back after this.
好，经过一整天的探索，作者应该也累了，他就前往旅馆稍作休息。他说，尽管地点荒凉，黄石公园还是非常适合旅客前往。那么当地有好几间饭店可以选择，公园里面也有很多地方可以让你在星空下露营。那这边有3个单字 ，explore。它表示探索、探险或是探究，是动词。那么 despite 表示尽管、虽然，那要特别注意它是介系词，所以后面是要接名词或动名词。再来看 inn， 它表示小旅馆。这样老师提到说，那些旅馆当然不会是建在野生动物的自然栖息地里面咯。那老师提到 habitat 这个字就可以表达动植物的栖息地，它是拼作 habitat habitat。这话课文中。
Yellowstone National Park, Mother Nature's masterpiece.
After spending a weekend at Yellowstone, I knew that I'd have to return one day. Maybe I'll come in fall or winter next time so that I can see different shades of this masterpiece of nature.
Years ago, I visited Hawaii. I got married there, and I remember I was sitting in the airport on my way back thinking, you know what? I don't want to leave. One day, I'm going to come back. And apparently, our author feels the same exact way about Yellowstone National Park. The author writes, after spending a weekend at Yellowstone, I knew that I'd have to return one day. Oh yeah, I'm coming back.
Absolutely, and kind of like Hawaii, Yellowstone is big with many different parts to explore and check out. You can't possibly see the whole thing in one trip. And here's an idea, maybe I'll come in fall or winter next time so that I can see different shades of this masterpiece of nature. Actually, that's something it has on Hawaii. The seasons in Hawaii are kind of the same through the year, but Yellowstone, yeah, to go back in the fall or the winter when there's snow everywhere, that would be a whole different thing. It would allow you to see different shades of this masterpiece of nature, this amazing national park. And here we're using shade to talk about kind of a different feeling to the place, a different look to the place. When we use shade, we often talk about colors, right? Different shades of a color. Dark blue, medium blue, light blue, sky blue. That's all blue, but there are different shades of it. And when you wear these different colors, it gives your clothing a different look, right? A business suit might be a dark blue, but a summer shirt might be a light blue. In the same way that nature can give us different shades, right? You go in the fall when the leaves are all changing to yellow and red and brown, or you go in the summer or spring when everything's green and alive. Different feelings, different tones to the kind of place. For example, many English expressions have various shades of meaning depending on how you use the word, when you use the word, how you say the word. Words can have different meanings as well.
Going back in winter. That sounds great. I think I would love to camp under the stars during a blizzard or a snowstorm. That would be quite the experience.
The animals are really hungry in the winter,
that's a big draw as well. Anyways, all jokes aside, we now have the what do you think question to ask and then answer. Hey Mike, how does Yellowstone compare to national parks in your country? Canada?
Well, I'd say Yellowstone is similar to many national parks in Western Canada in that we have big mountains and bears and trees
Like
and
Banff?
lakes and Banff, Waterton, places like that, absolutely. But of course, they do have amazing things like Old Faithful and the Grand Canyon, which really do make Yellowstone very special for any park in the Western North American region, definitely.
Okay, folks, with that, it's time for us to say bye-bye. We'll see you next month.
Take care.
作者在黄石公园度过一个周末之后，意犹未尽。他说，未来有一天一定要再去一次，也许会选在秋天或冬天，这样就可以看到这个公园的不同面貌。好，那么单字 shade。Shade 它可以用来指颜色的色调浓淡，也可以用来表达不同面向或是细微差别。那 Jeff 老师刚刚故意讲反话，他说，他要在冬天的时候去黄石公园露营，去体验暴风雪。老师说到 blizzard。blizzard 就表示暴风雪、大风雪。那这个 blizzard 它比 snowstorm 是更强烈、更持久的这种风雪。好，露营还是要慎选季节哦。那不管怎么样，以上这些讲解，同学们别走开，马上回来哦。
欢迎来到一混要字大解析 I'm Holly.
Welcome everybody. I am Shane. Welcome to Confusing Words.
我们今天的主题是牛。OK. 你牛吗？OK. 我们今天的字是哪些呢
We have bull,
？Bull,
cow,
cow,
cattle,
cattle,
and ox.
ox.
So let's start with bull. What's the Chinese for bull?
公牛。
Okay, right? So when we think about a bull, we think about the rodeo, riding the bull,
OK.
something like that.
对，就是国外的影片都会有骑在那个就是电子牛上面，然后他就在那边晃来晃去。
An example sentence, the bull is our high school's mascot.
OK， 所以公牛是我们高中的吉祥物。
Okay.
Okay.
Next one is cow.
乳牛或是母牛。
Right, so this is just a female, right?
Yeah.
And we think of milk usually, right?
对，所以我们喝的牛奶通常都是从母牛、乳牛来的。
And cows are very calm, right? Docile.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. So an example, the cow moves loudly when it is hungry.
哦，这只乳牛肚子饿的时候会大声的哞。
Now, what if we have a bunch of cows and bulls all together?
哦，你说一整群吗
Yeah,
？I know, cattle.
cattle, right. So we think about cattle, maybe they're eating grass out on the plain. An example sentence could be David often brought his cattle to graze on the plain.
所以大卫常常带他的牛群到平原上吃草。
Okay, so how about if you see a working cow or bull or
Ooh.
something? We have a
Okay.
special name for that, an ox.
Ox，OK， 所以 ox 其实它跟其他牛不一样的地方，就是它是比较像是会工作的牛，就是
Yeah,
犁田，它后面会拖着那个犁田的东西。
Exactly. So for example, the farmer used an ox to help him pull his cart.
OK， 所以农夫用他的牛帮他拉车。
All right, so this was probably pretty clear now, right?
Yeah.
But I think it will become even more clear in
Live action! Shane takes the cattle out to graze the pasture every day. Then he goes back home to help milk the cows. One day, the high school mascot, Lucky Bull, came to help plow the fields. Shane and the ox plowed the fields while Lucky Bull sat and watched them work.